Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's your boy Beaky, and it has been months since I've made a YouTube videos for your guys' entertainment. And this game you're seeing right here in the background, Anthem, has gotten me on such a crazy soapbox that I need to discuss this with you. This game needs to be informed to the gaming audience. You guys have to be on a buyer's beware before you buy this game. And I'm not even gonna jump on here and just say just don't buy Anthem. There will be people out there that might want to play this game, but there is so much to discuss. I have beaten Anthem since it's already been released. I understand where the end game content is going. I understand where the DLC is going, and I understand some of the core fundamental issues that can and cannot be fixed with this game. In fact, I was taking damn well notes to do a full-on review of Anthem, but I said no, a full just little 10-minute, 5-minute review is not enough. We just need to talk about this game, because this is one of those games I really wish I had the developers to sit down with me and discuss on how was this game even made? How was some of these processes, the menus, the joining for the public events or just the events in this game, how did you be able to fast travel, waypoints, how were all these decisions made? Because there's some core problems with Anthem, and we're going to be talking about them right now. Off the bat, let's just start off with some positives, and I'm going to get into some of the issues. Graphics, as you guys will see in the background, is phenomenal. This game looks amazing. I'm playing on the PlayStation Pro, playing with a bunch of friends, played solo. The game looks great. The music's excellent. The sound design is fairly good for some of the guns. It could be better, but the music altogether really gives a good impact and makes you want to play. The story is decent, guys. It's not the best story out there ever, but the story enough is better than Division, better than Destiny 2. So for looter shooter, Anthem pulled off a better story, if not a really short story and kind of a generic story, but it's a clear, concise story nonetheless. And being so clear and just concise and kind of predictable makes it just like, hey, it has a beginning, a middle, and end, and it's a story. All right, just some really just positive stuff out there first. Now let's go into some of the clips that I've taken here and just start off with some core issues with this game that just need to be discussed before we go any farther. All right, guys, here I am on my PS4 with a bunch of clips that we're going to use in my review. But we're going to start off with this clip right here, Anthem, the loading screen. We're going to skip ahead a little bit real quick. So in this clip right here, what you will see is I have a mission, and this mission is called Complete the Challenges of the Legionnaire. You have to find these tombs. There's a bunch of tombs in the game. Now, I played this on release. This was actually patched before. This was patch day one. This would usually actually be a 3-hour grind before this was patched anyways. But what you have to do, you have to find these tombs, and these tombs will give you objectives. Get 50 melee kills, or open 15 chests, complete 5 events. Okay, how do you get chests? Well, you can find them in the open world. If you don't know where they are, if somebody else doesn't have a map or a guide from them, it's going to be really hard because the chests on the open world are not notified on the mini map. There's no way to look on a map and know where their chests are. The world is very big vertically, and there's tunnels that seem to go underground or to other areas, so finding chests are pretty hard. How do you guarantee that you could get a chest? Well, you could do like the public events that's available in this game. You could do the public events, and once you do the public events, those public events could give you chests. All right, so you need to do 5 public events anyways, but you might as well do 15 because you're going to need these chests. But now, since level 3, these events are tracked. Well, here's the thing, guys. This mission comes out of nowhere like midway through the game and just slows down the progress. It just puts you to grind. You have to do these stupid little melee kills, public events. In this open world where there's no waypoint. How in the world? You have to find these areas, but there is no waypoint on the map. Let me see if I can find a clip for you guys to explain how much of a tedious thing this really is. So you get to this thing, it tells you what the trial is, right? And once you finally get to wherever you have to go, here I am. I'm moving around. There's no waypoints. So I have to constantly look at my map, figure out where I have to go, and then once you get close to it, it gives you a little icon where to go. But still, it's not very clear because some places are underground. But this is really is you just have to open your map, figure out where you have to go to the next one. Now, here's the great thing about this game. It is buggy as hell. It's so buggy that it pisses you off that you kind of want to keep playing. So I went through the whole process of finding these places, completing the objectives, and then when I got to the last one I needed to click on, unfortunately my box button was not working. So what you guys don't know about this clip right here, if you guys notice, I came back into the open world, I left, came back, I think the other clip actually is more appropriate to it. My buttons were just not working to allow me to click on the wall. So I had to leave the game with my friend. I couldn't join back on my friend because they only got 4 people in the open world together, apparently, so it wouldn't allow me to join back in, even though when I did leave and try to come back in, he said there was only 3 people in that session. So I don't know if somebody else was trying to join, but I was never able to join back my friend. My friend was never able to join me back to try to complete this together, and I had to fly all the way back to the stupid tomb, looking at the mini-map over and over, all the way the opposite side of where you spawn, just to hopefully go back there and press box. Now, if you think you're going to do all this grindy stuff and you're going to get to this tomb, you expect to go in this tomb, you're going to find something awesome. Nope, you're just going to find a tomb that you press box on, and that's it. There's no big fight. There's nothing crazy. This mission was put into the game just to pad the time. And you guys might be wondering, why is this guy talking about this? Why is this the first thing? People complain about the loading times, the gameplay, all different types of things with this game. My friends quit. Like, I have friends who just, like, that's it. People I'm talking to are just like, this is horrible. Who designed this mission? Who thought having a mission that could pad their game out for an extra hour of just pure, unadulterated grind? Not grinds to get legendaries, not grinds that help you level up. Because you could go through this process and really not gain much levels if you're just doing it in the open world. Because killing enemies does not guarantee you getting EXP. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in Anthem, to get EXPs, you have to actually accomplish medals by killing, let's say, 1,000. I'm just saying a random number. Let's just say 100 enemies with melee might give you from a bronze, silver, and gold. That's how it goes. Bronze, silver, gold medal. And those medals at the end of the mission give you your EXP. And you only get the EXP at the end of the mission. So, could you imagine me and my friends doing all this stuff, getting hundreds of kills, finishing events, and then you get disconnected from the server and you don't get the thing completed because of this? Or in my case, you get to the objective and then the button that you use to actually interact with the world just does not work. And this is not something exclusive to just this. This was happening consistently. For some reason, my interact button just did not work throughout this game. This is after the day 1 patch. I did not play it early. This is on the PS4. And as you guys see, you're going to be constantly opening the map, flying. Open the map, flying, stopping, trying to make sure you're going in the right direction. And this is the point in the game where if you're going to keep playing the game, this is going to be testing you. I am starting this video because this is what you're going to be doing potentially for hours if you did not just suddenly decide to do a bunch of random other stuff and just happen to complete them along the way because you took a bunch of contracts instead of doing the main missions. But you might just get hit with this wall and just be like, what's the point? And that's where a lot of people get to. So whatever. Let's say you get past this whole little craziness right here. Let's talk about some of the reward system and how all that stuff works in the game. I think I have a little screen right over here. Let's show you guys this right here. All right. So the game ends that you finish your expedition. I don't think I saved it there. Maybe we'll go forward. Like I said, I'm not gonna do this edit it. I'm just gonna go through the clips I know. So here you go. So you finish a quest, and when you finish a quest, you get your rewards. So you have guns here. I have a bunch of different guns. Whatever clip this is with this specific character, all the guns, all the stuff looks the same. The weapons that you get in the beginning of the game look the same as the weapons you have later on in the game. They don't look different. They don't look special. This is the weirdest art style I have seen. Like, you can't really tell the difference between all the different makes of Marksman's rifle. They are very generic. Where was the art style? How did they come to the decision to have the javelins be one of the most graphically detailed and lovely looking thing in gaming in 2019? Like, the javelins look nice, they're very detailed, they have great animations. The weapons are generic. Like, it's hard to say. I'm not even making this, like I said, this is not a review, or you could call it a review. I just want to talk about the decision process. I just have a hard time understanding, how did they think of this? Think about a game like Destiny. You have trust. You know, you have so many well-named guns in Destiny. Borderlands, you have some crazy rememberable guns, and then you have a completely RNG system where you can make some crazy stats. Those guns are rememberable. Nothing in Anthem about your guns, the different way your gear look, in the sense like just in the menu wise for the gears, make any difference. They don't look no difference. It makes absolutely no difference at all. And in fact, some of your gear, some of your skills, they don't have extra. You know, they don't. When you get a rare version, if you get a master, it doesn't add any extra flair to it. If you're doing a spin kick that explodes, you're still doing a spin kick that explodes. The rarity tier is the weirdest thing I've seen in gaming in a long time. So you start out the game and you could get white rarity, common, then you get uncommon, then you get rare. You get rare for a quite long time. I think it's between 10 and 20. Then after 10 and 20 and 25, you're getting rare, and at 25 you start getting low tier, a few amount of masterworks. And once you get to 30, between 25 and 30, you're getting masterworks. I don't know. I'm not past. I haven't gotten legendary in this game, so I can't talk on that. We'll talk about more of that later. I haven't got a legendary, so I don't know exactly if you could get a legendary once you hit 25 and around there. But I know you get masterwork, and 30 you get masterworks while doing the harder level difficulties on grinding out some of the harder level challenges in the game. And we're gonna get to those harder level challenges. What you get for beating this game, because it's so spicy what you get for beating this game. So yeah, your rarity levels on opening chests, killing hard enemies, playing on hard difficulty is all based on your freaking level. So even if you play on hard from the beginning of the game till you beat the story mode, there is not really much of an incentive to actually do that. So like there's not really much of an incentive to be like, okay, I'm gonna play everything on hard just to make sure that I get some really great stuff early on in the game. No, the crafting system is pointless before level 20. There's no reason to really craft anything. Sorry, that was like a credits right there. But you didn't. There was no spoilers. There's really no spoilers right there. So this is a funny little thing. This is part of the. This is like the end mission. Don't worry, you're not hearing it. This is like the last mission in the game, right? I made a colorful, stupid mech, and I wanted to point something out here. So we're gonna skip ahead. So I talked to these guys right here. All right. Sorry. Let's see. Where was it? Here. I think it's here. So many clips. Okay. So if you guys notice this, that was the last mission in the game. I click on the last mission in the game. It gives you a prompt that tells you you cannot proceed. You cannot go back to the fort. You cannot go back to the home base until you do this mission. You can't turn back. It's the last thing. It's a big badass fight at the end of the game. So you go to launch the mission, right? And it just wouldn't let me play the mission. It would not. You see the launch button? It was grayed out and it wouldn't let me select another mission. So I sat in this menu changing things, trying to figure out how am I going to play this last mission? Why can't I play anything? And I went through the menus. I'm like, wait, can I exit? It says don't exit. You can't back out. It told me you can't get back to the fort. I'm like, oh my God, did the game glitch out on my very last mission? I can't click on the map to click anything. And you guys clearly see that launch is grayed out. I wasted a good 5 minutes in the stupid menu trying to figure out what did I do wrong, where I had to quit out of this, load the game back in, and then watch those cutscenes again to then. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Don't forget, we had to sit through the loading screen. Let's find you guys some loading screens. I must have some loading screens up in one of these videos, man, because the loading screens are just horrific. There's something else, guys. The loading screens in this game are on another level. But here we go. You have something from the beginning of the game. So I have to sit through all of this, what you're about to see in a moment. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Sit through this, load back into the game, go back to the fort, click on those people again, listen to what they had to say, load back into the menus to click on the mission, click launch, have a loading screen, have a cutscene, just to get to the final mission. I swear to you, half the time that I played the final mission was me spent in loading screens because the game was so broken, it wouldn't even let me launch the first time. So all that combined together, it was almost as long as it was to do the final mission as it was to load and get it to start. The missions are not long. The missions could be anywhere from 4 to 7 to 10 minutes. They're not hard. I have gameplay of some parts of the final mission, and like I said, don't worry, it's all right. So this is the final mission on easy, right? Easy. I want no, not easy. This is the second to last mission. I don't know. Whatever mission it is. I'm not gonna show you guys so much of that late stuff. Whatever mission that is, I went ahead. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So this is the second to last mission. This is just fighting right here. This is on hard. Right before that, I played the same exact mission on easy. So I played it first through. I think you guys can see it right here. Let me go back. All right. So we're gonna press play. I played it through on easy and I played it through on hard. I just want to see, is the EXP differences enough? No, it really, they say you get so much more EXP for playing it on hard. You really truthfully do not get that much more for playing it on hard. If I'm reading it right now, yeah, Freelancer Dawn. I think this is the second to last mission. So I played through it, bust ass. Alright, after that, played through it again on the hardest difficulty. Kicked ass. It was easy as heck. I was not overpowered at all. I think I was level 15 when I did this. So think about level 15, beating it like nothing. So playing it on hard difficulty is just not worth it for anybody just playing this in the story. Just play the story, get through it, have your fun. I'm gonna get to who I'm recommending this game for, because man, is this game something else. All right. So let's talk about playing with friends. Let's get back into that open world stuff where it's not really spoilerish, alright? So I think this is a clip that I'm actually playing with some friends here, but it's just some generic gameplay. But either way, so you saw the trailer for Anthem where you could just, oh, everybody's talking to each other. You could just load right in on top of your friend. Now, please, somebody, I am so sorry if you're an Anthem fanboy and you love this game. This is where you could criticize me. If I got this wrong, you could say I'm the worst. But there's no way to instantly respawn on your friend. Me and my friends cannot find it in free play at all. There is just no way I could see to load on a friend. We saw it in the Anthem trailer where you could just drop in right next to your friend and just start playing. You can't do that. If you join your friend late, you gotta fly all the way to them. I can't find no easy way to fast travel. When you respawn yourself, you respawn in a tower. You can't set waypoints. You guys don't even understand. If you never play this game, you don't understand how much of a big deal this is. You cannot open your map and press X that I want to go there. This map is big vertically. It's really big. This is the thing. It's not the biggest game map I've ever seen, but because the height and things could be on different levels and you can fly, it really makes it really complicated to tell where certain things are, so you can get very confused. There's some why is there so much, all my damn clips is just everything's goddamn loading time, man. Every damn thing is goddamn loading times. I just skipped through all that. Everything is goddamn loading times. Hear me fighting a Titan. Oh, this is a clip from before. But let's go ahead. I end up fighting this Titan at some point. I think probably is the next one I fight it. But yeah, I fight the Titan because you have to kill 3 Titans to get some stuff. I think this is me playing as another Titan. Hold on. Some of my clips didn't save properly. Who the hell knows why? Okay, here. So in this clip, I do play as this Titan. And here's me again, guys, opening the map, trying to figure out where to go because it's the waypoints. So how they block off the areas, if you see these white tall mountains right here, right? those mountains, you can't fly above them. There's this mystical wind when you get too high. It just pushes you back to the ground. You can't go that high. No, 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 no. So you either have to find a secret path through it. So you can kind of see sometimes there's tunnels that get you through it. If you don't find one of those, you dead ass have to go all the way around. So imagine you have a mech that you could fly, and you think you're just gonna fly over the mountain. Why couldn't you? Constantly gotta open this map, run underground because your thing's gonna overheat, get back in the air to try to find where you need to go in the free play. The free play is the worst free play I've ever seen in any open world game. Straight up, worst. There's nothing to do except for these events, which we're gonna get to. I haven't even talked about the mission designs yet, guys. It's the greatest bullshit ever I've seen for open world game with loot shooter. It's like so generic that I can't believe they actually thought it was going to be acceptable for a mech that could fly. Like, there is no enemies that require you to chase them in the suit to fly around. There's nothing that actually is a threat in the sky at all. There really is no reason to, I don't understand why they didn't decide to have enemies that fly at you, have other javelins that are enemy javelins that are flying around fast and, not just hovering in place. Like, there's a one guy that hovers in place with a bubble shield, but that's really about it. So anyways, so you're going around hoping that your damn suit doesn't overheat. You're gonna drop to the ground, run for a few seconds, or if you're playing as one of the other faster classes, this interceptor, you could dodge a few times, then you jump back up, and then you fly again, and that's the repeat. Then you look on the map to see if you're going the right way. You see it right here in this clip. I literally saw this clip. I was like, okay, I need somewhere to stop to check the map. All right, you land. Open the map. Am I going the right way? Zoom out. Which it never tells you. It never ever tells you you can press L2 to zoom out. It never tells you this. Me and my friends played for like 5 hours before we figured out this was a thing. He just happened to press L2 and then the map zoomed out. Now, call us noobs. I don't know. But there's all these other buttons at the bottoms telling you all this stuff. Respawn and free play select. Legends right there. Nothing tells you to zoom out or zoom in. It just does not happen at all. Little things like that, man. So yeah, anyways, let me keep on playing. So you're looking on the map, trying to find out where to go. You want to find this Titans, monsters like that are not listed on the map. They are big world type events, but these things do not show up on the map. World events don't show up on the map until you get close. So how do you find a world event? You just fly around until you happen to find one. That's it. You just fly around and hope to find one. Or maybe you look up some guide that somebody made on Reddit, some app somebody made that tells you exactly where this spawns on this point of the map, this area. Because I'm sure somebody out there, some YouTuber, is going to make bank. There are going to be some YouTubers that get rich because of this game. Because the guide possibilities for the game is endless. Because this game doesn't explain so many of its mechanics. From the combo system, yes, there's ways to dig into the menu to figure out how the combo system works. But there's so many things that the game doesn't explain that people are going to make so much bank off of just making videos explain. And if you guys have been looking at this gameplay, have I been fighting much? No. Most of this is me flying around looking for this Titan to kill it to get the damn part I need to progress the story, and I just wanted to play with one of my other Titans. And in fact, once I actually find the damn thing I wanted to kill, it doesn't drop it. It doesn't drop. I don't know if it glitched out. I really don't know if it's a glitch. It just, the game says you have to kill this Titan to get the part that you need. I killed the Titan and it does the part that I wanted. I ran out, it didn't drop. Once again, I don't know if that's another open world glitch. Who the heck knows? Higher tier stuff, when you're playing higher level stuff, right now some of the masterwork and the legendary, they come with special how would you say? I'll just show you guys something. I must have something recorded where it shows the inventory with some guns. I kind of really should have just did a review. I edited everything and just spoke clearly, but I kind of just really want to. Okay, so just look at here. You see how it says marksman rifle plus 3 damage? Well, once you start getting master tier stuff, some of the stuff on the master tier and legendary stuff just don't have proper rolls. They'll be rolling with 0%, all types of broken stuff. Like, how you got 0%? at bonus damage. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, some stuff don't work. So because some of the higher tier masterwork stuff and they have crappy rolls and they just don't work, like you can find other YouTubers with the same information, they just don't work. It makes it so once you do beat the game, and let's talk about beating the games, just some after the game stuff. So you beat the game finally. I think this. Let me just see. Alright. You beat the game. Let me not show you the last cutscene. Okay, you beat the game, and then you get like, let's go. You could finish these trials and do all this cool stuff, right? You unlock a bunch of stuff. You a bunch of strongholds. There's 3 strongholds at the end of the game. Like, wow, strongholds are gonna be like raids. One of the strongholds is the last boss fight again. The last boss fight repeated as a stronghold. Where I'm thinking this is like some raid type event. The other one is some other thing we did. Like all of them. Well, 2 of them are definitely stuff we already did while playing through the story mode and playing through the contracts in the game. Like they're just straight up the same stuff a little bit harder. That's it. You're playing through the same content. So here I am. I finished the game. You get to talk to this guy afterwards. He's just some guy that tells you about, oh, you have to complete these trials and all this stuff. So I'll just go through some of the. Oh yeah, I didn't put cuts. I didn't put on subtitles, so it's not like I could spoil it for you. So, anyways, so you get to the end of the game. You're like, okay, uh, did I beat it fast? Like, well, apparently I kind of beat it kind of fast. Like, I think I was level 18 when I finished the story. Like, I know a lot of other people said they were level 20 when they finished the story. So I kind of beat it 2 levels earlier. I guess I didn't do enough contracts. I just didn't get enough. Well, I actually do know why. It's like I got a lot of disconnections. A lot of disconnections. So a lot of those disconnections really did screw me because like with the free play stuff, send back the menu. So you do the whole missions and you don't get EXP until you see that finished screen. So if you did really well, get a lot of medals, and if you get kicked out to the main menu, or the game crashes, or the server disconnects, you get nothing. You don't get the items you picked up. You don't get nothing. There was even a point. I don't know if this is 100% true still. Could have been patched already. You, the enemy died and you weren't there, you don't get nothing. So, yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I'm level 18. So how would I advance now? Well, you take contracts or you replay the same missions that you already played till I level up to level 25. So I finally get the chance to play the freaking the chance to unlock masterwork weapons, and then I grind from there again, playing the same missions I've already played, to finally have the chance to get legendary weapons. So you're telling me now, of my friends, I'm the only one that beat it so far. They stopped playing. Well, some of them stopped playing. Other of them are still low levels. I just said, yeah, I want to finish the story because I'm gonna get to the story. Like I said, I think the story is way better than Division, way better than Destiny. I think the story was worth finishing, and that's why it made me actually finish the story part of the game for that. So now, if I want to get to level 30 to see the greatness of dropping a bunch of legendaries, and I'm gonna get those legendary weapons. But those legendary weapons are just to fight these same 3 strongholds and the same contracts over and over. After you've already talked to everybody in the damn town, after you've done this, look right here, Challenge of Valor events. Do 100 events, 100 strongholds, contracts, quick play. This is what they want you to do. This is your big objective after beating your game. This is your motivating quest after you beat this game. And your reward is a graphic for your Titan. A graphic. Like a graphic is basically a skin vinyl that you just put on your Titan. That's it. And oh, 4,000 coins? That's nothing. We're gonna get to the economy. When I mean 4,000 coins is nothing, for the amount of work you're gonna put in to get all 25 quick plays. When you play quick plays, you have no clue what type of mission you're gonna get in. It's quick play. Whatever you're gonna get is whatever you can get. Let that be. 25 contracts, could be fun, but probably not because we still haven't gotten to the mission variety in this game, man. 25 strongholds, all right, could be a lot of blasts. Could get grind for some higher level stuff. You have a harder difficulty unlocked after you beat the game, but the strongholds are the same. One of them is the last boss fight. One of them is something already seen. So you're like, like variety is a that's the really biggest issue. It's like I really feel like the people at BioWare just wanted to make a game that looked amazing with great mechs, but truthfully just never played Destiny, never played the Division, never played the Borderlands series, never played so even like Tom Clancy's like there's so many other games out there with open world games with loot and and a lot of them are not even the greatest games in the world. A lot of them have problems. But my God, they never took like it's bad to really want to compare this game so recently to some of these other games. But hey, they released the game. The game's been out for over a week at this point. It's just like, how did they decide to make weapons that just all look the same? The weapons are legit the same. Like the difference between an epic weapon, a rare weapon, and a pistol, they're all the same skin so far. Like like they really kind of just look the same. The different models. I wish I went into it. I wish I did a clip because you can actually go into see the weapons. They're the same. They look the same, and then you get different modifiers on it, and then and then they give you 10 masterworks for doing this and 10 epic. 10 epics, 10 masterworks. For this is nothing when you talk about the economy. Absolutely nothing. It just boggles my mind. Like, how did they not watch anything what happened with Destiny and other live services? How yes, you could have your economy like be tweaked so that people want to spend money and to buy your cosmetics, but they have the economy so tweaked in this game. It's like they wanted you to spend your money to buy like a virtual currency, and with that virtual currency you buy gold to do other things in the game. But the problem being is you can't buy gold, so it's like it takes so long to get gold in this game. It's unbelievable. It's so bad. It's absolutely so bad. Let me see if I have something here with the weapons. Let's see. So this is some later gameplay right here, guys. So just be noted if you don't want to see something like later in the game. But it's all so generic, guys. It's all so generic. Let's be realistic, man. This doesn't look much different than anything else I've shown you so far, other than that it's a little bit more grayer and there's a few more bigger enemies. But it's the same damn enemies you've been fighting. The Dominion, which when you think about their motivations, I get it, but in a way, I'm not spoiling the story, they don't go deep in enough why these guys would follow the leader, the big bad guy. The big bad guy, they don't go deep enough into why they would like all one like, oh yeah, he's gonna be able to. His objective is to be a big bad guy and control everything. You can think about it like, why would? Well, they don't want to be controlled that badly either. Like, no, they never explain it like that very well. I'm just gonna talk about something else too, guys. If you what you're seeing right now, this flash of lights and colors, there's a lot of times you shoot in blue stuff and it actually can hurt. Like you ever heard of like blue light filter on monitors sometimes or on your phone? This game gave me a headache. There was a day I was just playing it and it straight up like I started playing and just all the flashing light. My two of my friends were playing Storm. The other guy that we joined randomly at the time was playing Storm, so it was just flash after flash of these effect. And I'm a melee build, right? Now I'm not doing much melee you've seen right now. My main thing is a melee. So I'm usually getting really close in with the character, and then I'm just seeing all this flashing around me. It's hard to see, so it's just bothering my eyes. This TV is freaking huge and bright. They added an HDR in here, so if you have a nice TV like this one that has a really good HDR, it could look a fantastic. The game looks phenomenal, phenomenal. The game looks phenomenal, but still, it's gonna take a toll on your eye unless you tweak some settings to make it really more playable. And I don't think I'm the only person that could say that, man. It's just flashing colors all the time later on in the game. So in this one, I'm just playing a little bit more rage. We're getting near to the end of the game, so I was like, you know what? I want to make sure that I'm not too close and die while doing all this stuff. Let me just see if I can see it ends. No, okay. Well, that actually is very near the end of the game. I have more stuff recorded, but it's not like on the PS4 right now. It's on PC. Oh, there we go. All right. And then your end screen comes, so you get your little rewards, right? So let's just talk about other little weird stuff. Remember when Destiny had the big deal about destroying shaders when you get extra shaders what you don't want. Well, in this game you have the whole box to get rid of those scrap stuff you don't want, right? Well, this game has a weird server problem at times, especially when you try to do a lot. So let's say you're trying to salvage a bunch of things at once. Well, you're a few seconds of the bar filling up, which I was fast forwarding that, by the way, guys, and I just paused the video. I was fast forwarding that. It happens, and then it just stays there. It just stays on there. It's like it doesn't want to move. Anybody playing Anthem, I think you'll understand what I'm saying. But for anybody not playing Anthem, what will happen is like you will salvage something, press the button, it looks like it got salvaged, but it's still there. So if you accidentally press it again and it doesn't disappear, you could potentially salvage a weapon that you didn't want to salvage. Imagine if that was a legendary or a masterwork weapon you wanted to keep. You'll be so salty. You would be so salty. And then of course talking about the end screen right there again. Let me fast forward. I like the melee character. It's just like there's other stuff. So they have a melee character in this game that has a soft lock on. What I mean by a soft lock on is there's no way for me to hard lock on to an enemy. So what that happens with bosses specifically or bigger enemies, the melee character will kind of just go through their body. Like you will just swing through the body because the soft lock on doesn't seem to have for some reason that great of a grasp on the bigger enemies. Like you'll just be cutting through them instead of where you want to be stuck on them to make sure you're only locking on. So it'd be interesting if they ever patch in the game so that the melee characters has a hard lock on where it specifically could just grab onto a character and knows that that's the character is meleeing. Now this may not seem as a big a deal like in this clip right here where we're kind of mowing down these guys. But in harder enemy, like harder difficulties where you gotta free stuff, you gotta really do your combos, and work really together as a team. Unfortunately, you might want to really be very focused on who you want to attack, which character you want to attack, and not go out, and end up messing yourself up. So with that being said, it's like really important if they would add that in. Let me try to find some other stuff. So something else I didn't talk about. Damn man, clips going too fast. Yeah, you gotta see all these fucking loading screens. Yeah, yeah, yep. Okay. So, so you have these consumables. You can use these consumables for one-time boosts, and your missions. You don't need them throughout the story mode. Even if you're playing the story mode on hard, you don't need them. You might as well save some of them if you want to later in the game if you really want to. And I really do highly suggest you scrap some of your stuff throughout while you're playing. Don't save it all to the end because you'll be in there holding down that box button a bunch just to scrap everything, and then you can get that glitch what I was talking about where you can accidentally scrap your stuff. Yes, you kind of don't need to scrap your stuff in the early game just because you're not going to be crafting that much. Eventually they're going to give you kind of a guide on where you have to craft a shield, this thing for your javelin. But besides that, I just never felt the need. Even like this is really what I really want to be very clear on this. Even on hard, even playing with even on complete randos, a lot of the mechanics that you incorporate early in the game never become viable or usable. And the only way I really see the crafting becoming very viable and usable before you beat the story, this is before you beat the story, is if you're playing with multiple javelins and you started off with the Storm, then you go to the Interceptor, then you go to the Colossus, and you realize, like, man, I haven't played with these characters that much, but they're level, like, all my Javelins right now, they're level 12, but because I haven't played with the Colossus, I don't have some skills for the Colossus. Maybe I could use some of my parts to craft, like, a common or, uncommon version of one of the early skills for them, so when I go out on my first mission, I at least have something to use in that slot. Besides that very specific petition right there, you don't really need to do anything. You don't really need to do much of anything. So let's talk about mission designs in here. I know one of these clips out here, I have some type of mission design. And this looks, oh man, I'm looking at the map again. Anytime I see myself looking at the map, so I ended the expedition. So here's that. Oh, let's talk about the XP screen. So This is probably the worst design thing in the game, other than the waypoint system. I'm sorry, that way it really. Remember the thing we talked about at the beginning of the game where you just have to fly around and constantly opening the map? That made people quit your game. Like straight up not being able to set where they need to go, having something you're able to fly around and have to keep on pausing the game and look at the map. Why is there no mini map? That is one of the biggest things I could. That's a convenient. You know, convenience of life. Like that's a feature that I don't understand how that made it to the final game at all. Like I couldn't understand who was playing through the game. Wait, actually, maybe they did it on purpose to pad out the story because the story's not long if you take those stuff out. If you don't have to waste your time opening the map all the time, huh? Would they really do that? Would they actually make it so that they dragged it out on purpose by not putting waypoints, not making it easy to jump around the map to make things seem longer than they are? Because so much of this game for me is waiting in menus, waiting on NPCs talking about absolutely nothing important. A lot of the people in the in the fort really got nothing important to say at all. But anyways, oh, so at the end of a mission, at the end of this mission right here, right? So this is where I talked about the medal system earlier. I'm all over the place. Definitely am. Oh, god damn it. The rewind. Okay. See how I got 350? So that 350 is from that one medal that I got. But here's the thing. I've actually went on expeditions where I just wanted to kill one thing or just wanted to open up a chest, and just kill, not even one thing, just kill a few enemies. But if I don't kill enough enemies, you will come back from an expedition with no EXP gain. You gain no EXP for killing an enemy. So let's say I really wish I had the clip with my javelin. Well, I'm not with my javelin. With my what's the first guy? There's Interceptor, the Colossus, Storm, Ranger. Ranger. I went, killed the Titan, opened a few chests, or maybe like two chests that I randomly found, and I can end the mission. I got nothing. No EXP from that. Nothing other than what I opened up a chest. Because you don't get EXP for just killing stuff. So, yes, I killed a big monster that's called a Titan, but that does not give you a medal. So if you don't get these medals, you get no EXP. So you could spend, which I did, spend 15 minutes, killing this Titan, flying around to find it, and going ahead and opening the chest, come back from that, end the expedition, and get absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Like, you wasted 15 minutes other than why you went there for. That was it. Now, I think I showed here. I want to talk about the customization a little bit. Somewhere around here I do this shit. These loading screens suck, guys. Just look at this. This is me fast forwarding it. They absolutely suck. They absolutely suck. So I'll let this play out. For anybody out there looking for a Titan and don't want to go like crazy around the map, if I remember, no, this is a mission. Okay, this is a mission. It's not where the Titan is. But if you don't want to go crazy, I'll have a clip. I'll do a clip in the background. This is a direction towards a Titan, anyways. But to the point, you get to that end screen, and that's where you get your EXP. That's where you get your loot. You can't pick up loot in the game and then equip it. I don't. That's just a weird decision choice. Like, I don't get it at all. I mean, once again, I started off this video, saying this good stuff. Like, you could have different loadouts. You could change the colors of your mech. There's a lot of interesting stuff that makes you want to like this. You want to fly around. This is amazing. Like, I didn't even talk about it at the beginning, but you guys already knew. The flying feels great. But then eventually you're just going to overheat, then you're going to have to land, then you're going to run, or do like I do, jump, dash, dash, dash 3 times, then fly. That's usually my pattern to try to keep the flying up, and then you get that little menu right there. I have a clip somewhere specifically of that, where for some reason, if you load into the game late, and you don't have enough EXP, you will Your friends rush ahead after you, you'll get that little bar, and the bar covers your damn flying meter. You just want to fly to your objective, but you can't tell if you're overheating. Then if you overheat right on the way that bar is filled up, the seconds run out, then you get another loading screen that you have to wait through to then teleport to your friends. So you just loaded in the mission for 3+ minutes, up to 5. I've seen, longest I've seen, it had to be only 7. And that was after a disconnect. It's like the game it's doing some weird things, man. It's like it just has everything. I don't know why it does the loading thing, man. Like sometimes the loading's like 2 minutes, and then other times like 5 minutes. I'm like, all I did was go back out. I went out, came back, and I went back out. Why is it 5 minutes? Like, what? Discard it or something. I don't know. Oh man. Look at that! The hovering's so cool! Look at this, man! You can just hover around! It's so badass! Oh, look at this big thing right here. This big walking thing, it never moves. That big thing that you see walking around in the trailer, nothing ever moves in the game. In actual gameplay, that just never happens. Teleporting right on friends, never happens. So much things from the E3 trailer, or whatever that trailer was. I don't know when exactly it was, E3, Gamescom, or so on and so forth. Just does not happen in the game. It just does not happen. Like, it's such a hard game to recommend for anybody other than the most hardcore BioWare fan that wants to read all the lore in game, who some reason really love the universe. And I think the universe, in a sense, is cool. When you look up in the tower, there's a moon up there. There's a planet up there. There's some really cool stuff. It looks like you like these other places out there. Like, if I wonder what's on that moon. I wonder what's on the other planet. It would be cool to be able to go there, but it doesn't happen. Well, I wonder what's over in that mountain over there. Is something really cool? No, there's not. Like, this place looks like Avatar. It looks phenomenal. This game just looks so beautiful. But one of the biggest problems with this game, as you will notice, is I'm constantly usually flying near the ground, hoping that I'm near some water source to cool me off so that I won't overheat. Looking for a waterfall, because you just want to fly for a while, but it does not happen. Like, this is a mission right here. We just go right here and we just stand there. Like, we'll just stand there doing nothing. And look how crazy the tether is, how far you could get away from your friends. You have the ability to fly around, but look, oh no, he went a little too far. I have to bring him back. I just wanted to go fly around, have some fun, but you can't go more than a few meters from your teammates on missions without it dragging you back with loading screens. And as we've seen with these loading screens are the evil. They're the devil of this game. You don't want to see the loading screens unless you have to. And finally, let's talk about mission design. Mission design in this game is some of the worst I have seen in video games, guys. So, here we are. Other than fighting like bosses like this, we have a big Titan right here where you have to kick his butt. Other than this Titan that we fight a bunch of times, like you will fight Titans a lot. Like a real lot. But besides doing this, your thing to do, and I think this is the last mission in the game right here. So once again, if you don't want to see something in the last mission in the game, yes, good, it starts right here. This is the final mission in this game. What are me and my teammates doing? We're walking in circles, standing in place, waiting for a bar to fill up. And we were doing this before I started recording this. Because the AI has some magical force field that prevents us from flying, so we need to deactivate this. I'm sorry if this is not, once again, I know the hardcore fanboy is going to hate on it. If that might have been the second to last mission. I get this all confused. Everything's so similar that could have been the second to last mission. I'm sorry if I'm wrong on which one that was. I think that's actually the second to last, because I think the last one has volcanoes somewhere, lava. I don't even freaking know. So yeah, you're gonna be like standing in place, waiting for enemies to spawn, and just kill them while you're waiting for some bar to fill up. Like, that's just like the gameplay, man. And you get to like a monster closet, you just kill a bunch of enemies, and even that I'm like more okay with, because it's like, all right, whatever. Then you have to collect these bunch of orbs. You collect these bunch of orbs, you drop them into the orb station. You have to collect 6 of them. You have to collect 3 of them. Whatever it might be, you're gonna have to constantly do them over and over. Every now and then there are puzzles. Like through the story, I think there's only 2 puzzle missions. And by puzzles, I mean there's a spinning wheel. There's a bunch of symbols. Connect the symbols. Circle, circle, circle. Wow, a door opens. Amazingly complex puzzle. A puzzle so simple, they made it so that even though there is voice chat, you don't have to use voice chat. Or maybe they had to do it that way because of the plain and simple fact, if they didn't do it that way, people get too frustrated because there was no voice chat. So here we are in the tower or the fort. You could take contracts over here. Contracts, expand on what you could do. You have different loyalty systems. Your loyalty systems for crafting, but none of this matters until after you beat the story. Like it's so weird that all these mechanics are there, and they're like all for the end game, really, because you're not going to be taking advantage of them throughout the story. Because once again, once you get through the grindy stuff, you will realize the story is short. It is very, very short. This video is going, like I said, I didn't expect to make this video this long. I didn't expect to do this video. I didn't expect to start being a YouTuber again. Should I keep making YouTube videos? Like, what's going on? How did this game, of all the games that have come out in the last 8 months, is the one that made me turn back on the camera to warn gamers out there to be careful what you're spending your money. Be warned. Listen to what I am saying and understand what you're going to spend your money on. Anthem is already getting cheaper over in Europe. There are places that this thing is already going on sale. Yeah, big box retailers that this game's already going on sale. Don't think that just because this game is a $40 game, you should pick it up. This is a game where maybe even at $20 USD, you might not want to pick this up because you might not get your $20 worth of value. You really have to be in the right mindset of somebody who really wants to just fly around in a javelin and bullshit. Because even when playing with friends, it's not enough to convince me just to keep playing this game. The thing that convinced me to finish playing this game was one, I wanted to see the story, and I wanted to make this video. I just was compelled. I was like, I have to understand, how did they make a game without waypoints? I know this keeps. How did they figure that up? Waypoints has been in games since like fucking 16-bit era. What the? Maybe before. I'm not that old, so I don't know. Like even older games. Somebody please explain. Please answer me that. Like, when did waypoints get into the gaming industry on mini maps or maps? When could you set a position and know that's the position you want to go to, or to remember a position? I bet you that concept is so early that I'm like way under, maybe NES, maybe even before that. Like that has to be like an early concept in gaming. And here we are in 2019, and they have to be padding out the time to make that not be something that really happens. So there you go. I just unlocked the Colossus. I wasn't even looking what was happening. What maybe that. So that's another thing too, guys. You unlock different you unlock them as you level up. Use your point interceptor ranger. They all look cool. They all have different abilities. It's really cool. The only one I didn't play much of is Storm because I played that a lot in the demo. And my friends are all playing Storm because it's a flashy, cool looking one. And I'm not going to go in deep in the combo system, building classes. This plain and simple. You get 2 skills that you go use an R1, L1, then you get a skill they can put them together. If you like what you've seen from the gameplay, using those skills and from my interceptor, and from any trailer out there, then you see what it is. Your elemental moves. I already told you that different moves could give you, different skills could give different what's it called again? Bonuses to pistols, bonuses to fire resistance, bonus to melee damage. But none of that matters because the reason why I'm not actually just going over that, there's no stat screen. There's no way to see how much fire resistance you have, how much you know melee damage overall you're doing, how much +5 fire damage is doing on this weapon is doing. There's no chat screen to see how much, specifically how much HP you have. It's like they had a skill tree in the game with a stat loadout with health, HP, mana. I'm just throwing some. and they ripped it out. And I felt like that must have been there, and I'm sorry if they did show trailers or something with that before, and I'm mistaken. But nowhere in this video game can I find a stat screen. So think about this: you have fire resistance, you have all these resistance, you have defenses, you have attacks, and there's no way you can see that overall all this stuff is better. It's like they grind everything down to one. Here, this is the economy thing, but I'll just play. I'm gonna get back to it. They grind everything down to one big number, your power. But that power thing is not correct either, because there's different skills. There's skills that are more support skills, where even though they show higher power, they're not gonna make your damage all that higher. Um, it doesn't, because in gameplay wise, that support skill is not as great as having this other support skill that might be weaker, but it minuses your opponent's. Like for the what's it called, interceptor has one that gives an enemy minus 33% resistance, and when you kill the enemy, it goes to another enemy. Right, it moves on as you get kills. That's a lot more useful than maybe a support skill that make your teammates not be affected by burn or other status effects, acid. Yeah, overall the power on that thing, that piece might say 20, and the power on the thing that gives you that weakens enemy might say 10, but making an enemy minus 33% resistance might actually be better for your playstyle than the overall power number. But I feel like they put the power number to make it very simple, just so like, okay, everybody can understand this, but like, it's a BioWare game. I think people understand charts that show health. And there's some million menus. There's a million menus. There's a million screens. And with all of that, I think BioWare should be able confident that a lot of players will be able to pick that up very easily. Very easily. Sorry about the background stuff. People are installing a new toilet in my home, so that's what's happening right now. But let's go talk about the economy in this game. Oh man, let's talk about that economy right here. So you guys want to talk about how I said the economy in this game is like basically effed? It's beyond. So you come over here, come to the shop. All right. So right over here, you come to the shop. Of course, the big thing here at the shop, which takes a second to load, I don't even interact with it, is the microtransaction stuff. So let's say you did want to buy like a new suit, like it could be like $60,000, whatever. But let's just say if you want to buy the microtransaction, the cosmetic skin. Let's not really focus too much about that. I think they did such a bad job that if they were trying to convince people to spend real money, they just made it. They went so wrong with it that I think it actually had the opposite effect of people like, I actually need to not do that. Like I might as well clone my stuff because I it's not worth it. Like it just I think they had the real opposite effect of how they did the economy. But all right, here. So on this clip right now, I have, let me see, 79,000 coins, zero shards. Shards are the microtransaction stuff. Uh, this is just the shards you get. I got through playing the game. I didn't do anything special. I didn't. It's just what I got for playing the game from the beginning, right? So if you're talking about uncommon is 500. So you need these materials to make weapons, to make your stuff, right? Then we got up to Masterworks. Masterwork Embers. So this is what you need later on in the game to make some Masterwork stuff. They're 5,000 each. I have 79,000 right there, right? At this point in the game, I didn't beat the game yet. I'm pretty far. I don't know how far I am. But, I beat the game. I have over 100 something thousand. And that's from playing through the whole entire game for hours. Story not that long, but just like with all loading, with every contract, everything else I've done. And that's how much I think I had 130,000, 150, I don't know, 100 something thousand when I beat the game. And I don't have enough to buy 25 Masterworks to actually make a Masterwork weapon. And the problem with this is the fact that most missions and most things you do only give you 200, 2,000, 4,000. It gives you nothing. That's why when before I said like that quest that once you do 100 of this, 100 of that, the end game quest giving you all this garbage. Let me show you. That's why when I talked earlier, I'm so all over the damn place. That's why when I said this quest only giving you a 4,000 is absolutely not. 4,000 is not even enough to buy one Masterwork. For some reason, I'm just so confident that they're going to change the entire economy of this game. Like within the next 2 months, I guarantee it. If they want to keep their player base, all the prices are going to change. Every single one. And then the people who spent their coins earlier are going to be so upset. I'm not going to waste a damn dime on the coin. I was thinking maybe because I'm going to keep the game installed because let's just go back to like who might like this game, who might enjoy this game. Once I find one other clip, I just want to talk about the customized. Another good thing, and that's gonna help me. Okay, yes, I did do one. I'm so happy I did it. Okay, of course you have to load into the place to customize your stuff. You have high amount of customizability for free, but high is a tricky word. So what I mean by this is you can change the colors of every little thing on you, like a really lot of colors. They don't charge you for the colors, not like shaders or like well, you're not charged for shaders on Destiny, but you could change a lot of stuff. But then they have these vinyls, right? So the vinyls you put on. But this is basically it. That's it. You go into the store, this is it right now. This is like me really far. I didn't beat the game yet, but this is me near the end of the story mode. And these are all that's available. You don't find vinyls. You don't find customizable stuff in chess. Like you just find them in here to buy. Some of them cost, a lot of gold. Some are rare, uncommon, and so on and so forth. And then some of them you can buy with real money. And that's it. That's all the variety. So let's go to somewhere like helmets. Once again, near beating the game. There's only two helmets. Two. That's bro. That is it. There's no other. So once again, you could change the colors. You could put on some vinyls, and because you could change the colors so much, you could kind of have it look really customizable. And then you could change the textures, which once again give the appearance of really highly customizable. But look, torso. There's only one other torso. So how really customizable is it? Well, what you'll notice is once you're actually playing the game and play with a bunch of other people, if you go into the launch bay, which is something else I'll tell you guys about real quick. Launch bay is your social hub. If you remember like Monster Hunter where you could go to the very top of the, where you go back to town and you can see other players. It's kind of like that. Except for that in Monster Hunter it was actually fun. You could eat food together. You could hand wrestle. You could prepare to do like some of the other cooler events. You can see how other people look, play Monster Hunter fashion show. I played 500 hours. Let me explain the difference between this and Monster Hunter. For me, I hated the Monster Hunter games before Monster Hunter, the new one, were out, right? I tried to like 4 on the DS. I tried, my God, I tried. But just the getting onboarding into the game was so bad. World refined it. Yes, it's a long run series. And I went from somebody that was so skeptical that my friends brought me in and convinced me to buy and play this game. To play the game, they bought it for me. Just like Anthem, I didn't buy Anthem again. Like, you guys always see this shit. Just like with Destiny. It's my friends who keep giving me these games. They give me this game to play with them, and then I just like, I'm gonna just make a review of it. Because I'm like, yeah, whatever. Anyways, I go through Monster Hunter, get into it. Get my friends play 100 hours, play 120, and then I get to 500 hours because this game just has the end game, has the way of keeping you playing, hunting the months, the variety, the difficulty, scaling, the building, the different types of weapon. But once again, with the crafting in this game and the economy being so messed up, how am I ever going to have the time and patience to craft anything low level because it's pointless to craft the low levels. Trying to craft the masterwork stuff takes so much materials for the gold you could get just playing the game naturally without doing heavily into grinding or doing daily quests, weekly quests, monthly quests, which I hate that shit about live services. As somebody who has played Fallout 76, and don't do those challenges and those dailies, who play Destiny and really not like doing the dailies and much anymore. I I hate that concept in gaming these days, man. I Daily quests for me are for mobile games, card games, weekly challenges. Like, they're not done well in most games, and I don't think it's done great here either. In concept, it might be great, but in execution, I very rarely see them execute it well enough to convince me in these big games to come back and log in. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think the reward is usually sufficient. Keeping it simple, especially for dailies. But here we go, as you guys see. It's really cool to be able to use all these different type of textures, chrome textures, matte textures, cloth textures, and so on and so forth to really customize the look. Like, here I am just putting some random stuff together just to show you guys how customizable it is. Let's just fast forward it a little bit. So like, you really could go in depth and make things look exactly the way you want to, and you could stand out among other players. But as you could tell, guys, once you go out in the world, you'll notice a lot of players are playing very similar stuff to you, and it's not really worth your time, customizing, because you're gonna look very samey because there's not that much helmets. And if you go back, remember, did you see the price of the masterwork stuff and the epic stuff? The shards and all that type of stuff. Not shards, but the price that we were looking at earlier. So let's go back all the way till we look at the helmet or something. The pricing on these are not cheap. 14,000. So like, it's 5,000 for the like, for stuff that you actually need to make your character better. They make the cosmetics so much more expensive, and it really does hurt the game, man. It really does. Like, I'm just like ranting and I'm repeating myself at this point, but let's just get into it. So let's talk about some of the end game. So end game, now you're gonna do those strongholds. You're gonna grind out missions until you get to 25 to unlock getting masterwork weapons and masterwork gear. If you beat the game like I did early at level 18, I think it was, now you got 7 levels to grind out, just going back to town and just talking to the regular people, taking contract, doing any missions you might have missed from Matthias or anything else, like doing those side missions, which I will say they still look very well. Most of the main characters are voiced acted very well, even though there are some people whose voices and faces do look not as great when they're not that main. But of course, there are those, like I said, those general characters who just annoy you because they just want to keep asking you questions and won't ever be quiet, so you just skip through their dialogue because it's not that interesting. I think probably the one interesting thing about this game is going to be there's going to be YouTubers that do lore for this game, and they're going to be able to make really fun, entertaining videos with music in the background and just read all the scrolls, the items, and the history that you find around the world. That's going to add a lot of deep lore to this game and make it a lot more fun for those YouTubers that want to put that much effort and make it into cool and interesting content. Unfortunately, reading it myself in game, some of it's really boring, especially when you find it out in the world. It doesn't work out because you have to stop playing with your friends to read this paragraph of history. And guess what? While you're reading that paragraph of history, your friend is out there flying away from you, and then you're gonna get that stupid teleport screen that's gonna teleport you away and bring you far away from your friend. Man, I wanted to save what happened right before this, but unfortunately it didn't. I saved the wrong clip. That sucks. Yeah, so as you go, you unlock different stuff. So yeah, end game is all about getting there to 25. Once you get to 25, you get masterworks. Then once you get to 30, you get legendaries to kill the same stuff that's been in the game since launch. And by the time you get there, you're probably 20 plus hours. Like, I don't know if you. It all depends on how much you really want to play those strongholds and replay these same contracts. That the missions are just going to be go somewhere, stand there, wait till this thing that blocks you from flying, or wait from this thing that has some data to activate while you stand in this circle. or go fight this Titan that you fought. You've killed a lot of Titans, and I'm not that high level. I've killed a lot of Titans. I've killed Titans on hard, killed medium, killed them easy. I've killed a lot of Titans. I really put in some work here, guys. I really played on different difficulties to see if it was like what it was. I really wanted to give you guys how the game really is, depending on how you want to play. If you want to just enjoy the story, customize a cool looking javelin, get the game. Get the game for $30, play through the story, rent the game at Blockbuster, not Blockbusters, Redbox, or wherever else GameFly. This is a great GameFly game, man. You could beat through the story in a weekend by yourself. You could just think of everybody else who joins into your game or play solo. I actually really don't recommend playing solo on anything other than easy, because normal and hard could get really annoying if you're playing by yourself, especially with the respawn system, because you could get respawned really far away from the area you were just in, depending on where you died or what killed you. If you're not dying like in a core mission area, it could be really annoying. Um, yeah, it could be annoying as loading screens like this, man. That is Anthem. That's its legacy. How did it get made? Where the waypoints are? I don't understand how you make game in 2019 without the waypoint. Can I get a shirt that just says BioWare? Where is the waypoints? Like, what? The beginning mission, I am so serious. It's the worst design mission I've seen in a AAA game in absolute years. It's unfathomable how that came to be. This is an uncut load right here, guys. This is straight loading. Like, the bar is still going. This is Anthem. This is Anthem. You load, you go in, talk, load, you go in, load. If you get disconnected, get sent back to the server screen, load. And I haven't even talked about so many of the bugs. I just like there's so many crashes. Crashes happen all the damn time. You load in, the icons don't load in right away. You load in, you try to move. When you respawn, enemies could kill you instantly because your body respawns before the screen fades from black. At least on PS4. I don't know if it happens on Xbox and PC. I don't know if that's a PS4 thing. But you could get hit by a Titan's attack and get killed while the screen is blacked. So when you respawn, you just see yourself downed again. Did I just respawn? Did I just get revived and I'm dead again? Well, not revive. You just respawn. There's an area where you respawn right in the same spot. The respawn system is like a whole nother broken thing. There's nothing to do in the free play. The worst free play in any game. Any game. Any game I have ever played. I should say it like that. That I can remember at this moment. I shouldn't say quantifying statements like that, because of course there probably has been some really crappy free to play game that I played some years ago and I don't remember. But right now, all the games I could think of, the Saint Rose, the open worlds, I'll say AAA games, or even AA games, because I don't play that many indie games that are open world. This is the worst open world free roam ever. Like, it is barren and there is nothing to do. If you go into the waterfall, go swimming, there ain't nothing down there. You'd be lucky if you see a chest. You're lucky. So be here with the Untitled Game Show. Let me know if you're going to pick up Anthem and play it. Once again, absolutely beautiful game. And this game shows the definition that graphics do not make a pretty game. If you're glad that I'm black, if you're glad that I'm black, yeah. If you're glad that I'm back, hit the like button. Anybody who enjoyed Anthem and loves it already disliked the video. For sure. Like, this already happened. Till next time, peace the heck out. I'll be back doing some more videos soon.